Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the lights down. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.
What's up? You know what it is. It's Chatty House After Party. We got Katrina, we got Manny, and somewhere in the abyss is Dr. David. Haven't heard back from him, so I'm sure he'll join us at some point. He's always running around with the kids, so understandable. And still summer. I ain't got too much going on. We'll talk about a couple things today. I think we'll definitely bring up I didn't have it on the docket, but we'll talk a little at WNBA with the recent things that have been falling from the ceiling or whatever it is, right? But we will talk a little bit of Kings because Michigan requested it. So I'm going to throw out some stats at you, right?
All right.
Throw some stats of a couple players, and I want to gauge what everybody out there and yourself also. If you had these stats and between these two players, which one of these two players would you sign? All right. So we're going to go over 3 seasons of each player.
Okay.
So one player, first season, they averaged 9.3 points a game, then 19.9, then it jumped to 16.1. Rebounds went from 3.3 to 3.4 to 4.8. Assists went from 0.9 to 1.9 to 2.2. And this was all over again, we're going through the years, right? 16.9 minutes a game, jumped to 20.8, and then 26.4. So at the end of those 3 years, he averaged 15.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, 2.2 assists in 24 minutes a game.
Okay.
All right, so that's that 3. And then we have the second player is 12.2 points, 15.2 points, and then 12.4 points, 4.6 rebounds, 5.5, 6.7, and assists went from 1.2 to 1.7 to 1.4. And this was in those 3 seasons, it was almost 30 minutes a game, 33.6 minutes, 34.3, which averaged out to be 13.3 points a game, 5.6 rebounds, 1.4 assists over a period of 32.5 minutes a game. Look at, there he is. My bad. What's up, Dr. David? Did you hear those numbers?
Yes. Technical difficulties on my end.
So out of those both players, right, you don't know who the players are, which player would you take? Would you take player A or player B?
B?
I'll go A just to be contrarian.
Okay. Oh.
We're working. Technical difficulties.
Man.
Come watch.
One more time.
Kuminga watch.
Kuminga watch. So those were the first 3 seasons of each player. The first being Kuminga and the second being Keegan. I did not even include the jump that Kuminga made into his 4th year, only because obviously that's one more year he had of development over Keegan. I thought that was a little bit unfair, even though in his 4th year, we'll just put it out there, he regressed a little bit in points, 15.3 points a game, regressed from 4.8 rebounds to 4.6, the same assists, 2.2, and he played 2 less minutes a game overall, 24.3. So he pretty much was about the same as the 3rd year, but we also know in that 4th year, he was hurt a bit in the beginning after he had a great start. Butler came, kind of took those minutes, and, we know what happened after that. So I just wanted to put those numbers out there real quick just to say, because we tend to have blinders on. And again, I'm going to pull a D'Lo and KC line. I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody in this comparison, but we tend to be in hometown homers sometimes. We have all this expectations out of Keegan. We expect him to be, all this and that. And yes, we know the circumstances of Um, DeMar came, took some of those misses. His roles have changed over the years, all that. But at the end of the day, we're talking about two players that both suffered. I would say they both kind of they haven't both gotten to the point where both teams thought they would be, right?
Right.
Warrior fans, what they expected Kuminga to be at by this point, and also Kings fans are what we expected Keegan to be. But I think we've seen the same, like both of them, we don't know what their ceilings are. They're both high for both teams, think highly of them, or at least ownership does on one end. And I only say this to say, like, I think we sometimes need to take a step back as fans of one team and not be so critical of, everybody's talking about don't go get this guy. You should, unprotected pick this, give up this, don't do this. But we're going through the same thing with the player that we got here too. Mm-hmm. Oh, we love Keegan. You better never trade him. You better never do that. It's the same. We're talking about the same boat at the end of the day on both players. Like, we don't know what the end result is. We're obviously watched one more than the other, right? Because it's so close to home. And both have deficiencies, both have attributes. Again, but only to say that, like, I think you need to keep an open mind on both ends of both players. Man, would you be surprised if Kuminga ended up being a better player than Keegan?
I wouldn't. I mean, we're going to see who Keegan is this year, because I kind of agree with Kenny when he says, Keegan has to call for the ball. He has to, he can't let these guys, quote unquote, stunt his growth, and he didn't shoot it well last year. Into that second year, he didn't play as good as his first year. And I mean, I think Kuminga, his shooting can get better. Mm-hmm. Now, where I maybe I'm a homer or, I just watch more Kings basketball. I do think Keegan is a light years better defender than Kuminga is. Kuminga jumps higher and he can get up and I think he's a little more athletic. But Keegan's a way better on-ball and help defender than he is. So it's kind of like it wouldn't surprise me if Kuminga turned out to be the better player. But as of right now, I do think Keegan is the better all-around player.
Yeah. Looking at their stats, though, they could be really nice together.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice, especially with a point guard with a high IQ. That could be a great pair.
They can both flourish.
Yeah.
They both go to the hole when they want. Obviously, we've seen Kuminga go to the hole a lot. That's his bread and butter. Where right. Keegan is bread and butter is more on the outside. But we've seen when Keegan decides to, he can go to the hole. He's got a little turnaround at times. What is it? Well, but he's more than capable of going to the hole. Kuminga's a little bit less proven from the outside, but I think he can. I don't think he's a horrible shooter I just think that he's just more comfortable going to just the way Keegan's more comfortable shooting from the outside. And, and maybe they both learned that from each other. Like, again, like you said, playing off of each other. If you got a high IQ point guard, it opens up the game for everybody involved.
And with Sabonis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I do think, and we've been saying this for months, and I don't think this is any revelation, but I don't think you can have DeMar, right? I don't think you can have DeMar. He clouds up that hole a little bit too much. We need to be able to have both guys being able to run and flourish on that. So on that end of it, I will say he would have to be gone, and not because I don't like him, but just because it doesn't work with that duo, I don't think.
Yeah.
But again, like we're also talking about if DeMar would stay, if he would take a bench role, come in with the six, as a six man, run with the second unit. Maybe one of those two guys comes out when the other one stays in, and vice versa, as far as second unit wise. I think there's endless possibilities that you can do. And it's not this is also, I know everybody wants instant gratification. This is also something you got to give years to develop of guys playing together, not just a 6-month thing or so I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. When I started comparing the numbers, they're very similar in those numbers. I know numbers aren't everything. I know Securian got really excited hearing numbers, but I think the eye test is as important as those numbers. But again, like it shows that both, they've grown over their years, and there's still a lot of growth, hopefully, for both of them. And you never know, right? We've seen players like this where they show this, and then for whatever reason, this is what they are for the rest of the career. Or we've seen players that take that leap in their fourth or fifth year. Sometimes it takes 6-7 years, but they make that at some point mentally, which is where it really is. Just mentally it clicks and everything slows down, and it's just eye-opening for them at that point, right? You become a student of the game. You see the court better. You see it a little bit slower, and you can react a little bit better. So,
and like this last season for both of them, different reasons. Like Kuminga, I feel like his growth maybe was halted because of his injury, and then getting DNP, CDs, like the rest of the season. So it seems like Kuminga needs a change, wants a change, and Keegan just needs no drama. He needs a drama-free season.
He needs the opposite.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too. Like, go ahead, David. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, man. I mean, it's fascinating how this is all gonna play out. I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen, because if Kuminga keeps dragging this out, again, the Warriors can't do anything right now, because if they tie up some money, then they're not going to be able to sign him anyway. One thing, though, that I was kind of, when we were listening to the show today, that I don't know if I disagreed with necessarily, but I don't think that the Warriors are negotiating in bad faith. I think the Warriors are doing what's best for the Warriors. And, for them to negotiate in bad faith, that would mean they were negotiating with Kuminga's agents on a price, never intending to pay that price. Or they're negotiating with the Kings saying, we want this compensation, but they were never going to trade him in the first place. That's negotiating in bad faith. Them, holding them hostage because they can and doing what's best for their team, I don't think that's negotiating bad faith. That's just good asset management, which the Kings have never done. So, I mean, I just wonder what is going to happen. Because, I mean, I honestly, I'm a skeptic. I don't think it's going to happen. Hope it does, but we'll see.
Yeah, and it really, I know the Warriors are more of a win now team, right? We agree on that. It's all about Steph and all that. But also, there's players being held up on both sides, right? That's what we assume. Russell possibly signing. On their end, it's Horford and
Melton.
Yeah, Melton. And we don't – but the good thing for them, I think in any other bargaining year, like if under the old rules, Horford and Melton would have already ran somewhere else. Because I think we've seen that in previous years on previous teams where it's they're negotiating and somebody else comes and swoops for it. Now – there's not even money anywhere else, so they don't have any choice but to sit there and wait. Because you can't convince me that Horford and Melton are just sitting there in good faith. Don't worry, we know you. Where else are you gonna go? Nobody else has money right now, other than teams that suck. If you're really, at the tail end of your career, like Horford, he's not trying to go play with Brooklyn or Washington or any team that still has a little bit of money left. He wants to play somewhere where there's at least a chance of, contending, so I don't think those guys are really going. Just same with Russ. We know, Russ has played on a minimum before. Russ hasn't got a big contract in years. He's literally gone to places he felt he fit, and he's fit well. Kudos to him. He's, as much as everybody likes to talk about him being this and this and that, everywhere I've seen him go, from the Clippers to Denver, he puts his head down. Whatever they asked of him, he's done. Yeah. He made Denver bench a lot better last year. He helped them get to the point that they got to. I'm not saying that he would. Yes, I understand he didn't play, great at times, but he was part of the reason they had a resurgence when everybody was like, they're done, right? So,
I don't really like how he was underutilized, didn't really fit with the Lakers, but then it was night and day with the Clippers. He was a great fit.
Yeah, same with Denver. I thought he was a great fit there, and so I can't imagine him go again. I think if there was a place for him to go, and even though it's a minimum contract, I think he'd have been I'm not. Nobody's waiting on the Kings. I'm sorry. I don't want not to be mean. There's not a player in the world that's sitting there talking about I'm going to wait for the Kings. That's where I want to go. At least not right now. It's not necessarily a destination yet. Hopefully it becomes one. So
he made it
again,
clear he wants to play on the West Coast. He wants to be in California. So
Yep.
there's only so many teams. So
it's the Chris Paul thing. Like same thing. Like Detroit tried to give Chris Paul money. He was like, I'm not trying to go out west, Midwest, I'm trying to be home with my kids. Lillard, like I know he's already getting paid big money too off of the buyout or the whatever it was, but he clearly he wanted to be home by his kids, right? Because he went to a team that's still kind of on the bottom end. Yeah, they're ascending to an extent, but we don't know what they are yet either. Right now, they're a bad team until they show otherwise. So he wanted to be home. Like a lot of these guys were in the twilights and they're just trying to be back home, which, man, as much as we talk about people going out for the bag, like kudos to them for wanting to be comfortable and end their career on their own note. Like, that's cool. But like, again, going back to that, like, so there's a lot of players, or at least 2 or 3 players waiting on what Kuminga is going to do. And like I said, it's not in bad faith, man. Come on. Like, everybody's doing what's best for themselves at this point. It's just a stalemate. It's whoever blinks first, right? Like, that's just what it is. Same with the Kings. Like, they're part of that too. They're not blinking. Golden State's not blinking.
I think the Warriors, like, they have to figure out, like, if he'd even sign with them. Like, they got, and we're over here complaining about Kuminga Watch Day 31. They've kind of had some drama behind the scenes for like 2-3 years, which is kind of crazy and makes me a little, I mean, if Kuminga would be happy here, cool, but I've heard some things, I don't know.
I was just real quick, Young Zell, everyone, please go, man. This dude is dishing out music left and right every other week. I've had personal discussions with him about his career and like what he's trying to do. And everybody has I won't say a shelf life, but you know, like you can only keep doing stuff for so long. Like we need to, if you haven't started supporting him, please support him. He's done our intro. He's done D-Lo and Casey. He's literally putting out music for every mood you got. It's dope as heck. So please go support if you haven't yet. Go check out his stuff, man. Like I said,
he's also doing a backpack giveaway.
That's right. Good call.
Kids, so go support that. Check out his social media and see how you guys can help him give some backpacks to some young kids.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, like you said, like it's more than anybody, like it's the Warriors that got to figure it out, right? Everybody talks about Kuminga, but like he's already said that thing, and I think he really means it, is he's betting on himself at this point. And the only way he's signing, only thing he's going to end up signing, I think, at the end of the day, if it becomes a stalemate, is a 1-year qualifier, so he could be unrestricted, and then we wait. Like if he really, again, we've seen players do this with Sacramento, use Sacramento for leverage before, so let him play out the year. You shouldn't be mad if that's what he does if you're a Kings fan. If he really wanted to be here, then he'll be here after this year. I'm sure we'll be done with a couple contracts by then, so there'll be money if he proves himself, right? So if he really wants to be here, he will be, man. That's just what it is. You might have to wait a little bit more than what you wanted.
I think that's the only thing that could kind of not mess Sacramento up, but you know, if he does sign that qualifying offer and becomes a free agent, I mean, as far as the players go, there's grass is always greener in other cities,
right?
You know, and I wonder how much interest he really has in the Kings, you know, or if it's the Kings willing to pay him upwards of $23 million, you know, and I don't know what kind of money is going to be out there next season, but you know, Kings going to be competing with other teams, and they usually come in second when they, you know, when they're competing with other teams.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm proud of Scott Perry for holding solid with that and not overpaying for Kuminga, because I already know if Monty were in his shoes, we'd be overpaying for him, and the deal would get done.
4 first-round picks already.
Yeah.
Right, for real. And that's I do feel bad for I know it's your boy. I know Monk is your boy. I feel bad that he's kind of caught in the middle of all this. But at this point, I really do believe the market isn't what we all thought it was.
No.
And even last year, like I wasn't even sure about that when they talked about that. I think they're right. I don't think I'm not saying he didn't take a little bit less, but I don't think it was to the extreme that we all thought it was when he signed. You know, unless that was Detroit. Like Detroit's the only thing I would put pause on that. I was like, maybe Detroit did offer a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah.
But overall, like I think it is exactly what it ended up D'Lo and Casey saying it was, and the well was dry this year, and it just is what it is. And that's not to say it can't be different next year. If he has a baller year, he's healthy, you know, he's sixth man of the year, let's say.
And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he balls out this season and kind of shuts everyone up. And yeah, I get he has that contract that the Kings want to trade, and he does hold value, but I want him to be a King. So
I think you would get the opposite, though, to be honest. I think like if he balled out, I think his value increases, and I think
everyone would be calling
I think Perry would try to get. Yeah, I think Perry would get everything he could for that. I just think not because he doesn't like him. I just think he has his own. Again, we don't know what it is right now, but I think whatever plans it is, I don't think long term it does include Monk. I don't think he dislikes Monk. I just think he has his own.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Idea.
He doesn't seem like part of his plan for whatever reason. But.
And if that's the case, then I want him to ball out. I want him to show the world who he is and be happy wherever he goes. I think for Monk, that's a big thing for him, is just wanting to be loved after everything he's been through in Charlotte and everywhere else. Like I think that's how. I think he knows the fans love him here, and that means a lot to him. But you know, again, it's a business, man, and it is what it is. So
I sure hope he's out like golfing somewhere and not listening to any of this.
Yeah, I doubt it, but yeah, I'm not gonna even say I doubt it. I think he's probably tuned it out after a while at this point. I think the initial stuff he's definitely heard. But again, like we love you, Monk, but whatever it is, it just didn't. Unfortunately, like it all goes back to Monty. So like that's the culprit in all of this. So, going back to Keegan and Kuminga, do you guys, when you go back and you think about, I know we just started talking about, but like, do you still see Keegan as having a higher upside overall? Do you still think his ceiling is greater than Kuminga's at this point? Because I think Kuminga is a little bit more athletic than Keegan, but I do think Keegan's a little bit more polished, if that makes any sense.
I think Kuminga's up. I think his ceiling is higher. And for whatever reason, you know, Kuminga, whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing to do, he ain't afraid to put up a shot, call for the ball, and be aggressive, the things that we ask Keegan to do. You know, so, I mean, right now, I mean, they just kind of have different temperaments too. So I think if Keegan can flip that switch, you know, it's kind of like, is Keegan, you know, is he the person we've all seen him to be, or can he raise his level? I don't know, but that's why I think Kuminga's ceiling's a little bit higher. But right now, yeah, Keegan's the more polished player.
Yeah, no, well, we've talked to Zoe. He's gonna definitely. I'll tell him to get us a little bit closer to the season. We'll do a season preview with him too. But yeah, no, yeah, I think I agree with all that, David. I think that's exactly what it is. And I would not be surprised either way. Like at this point, like I want both of them. I like both of them. So like obviously more Keegan right now because he's playing with us, right? He's on our team. But at the end of the day, like whichever way either one of them would go, whether this is the ceiling for both of them right now or whether both of them are better, like I wouldn't be surprised by either one at this point. Like because I just don't know what to think anymore. We talked about. I think this is a very crucial year for Keegan. I think at the end of this year, we are definitely going to know what Keegan is. That's just my opinion. And if it's the same, then I think he's tapped into what he is. Like, and I don't know what that garners him from this current regime as far as contract-wise. Like, I don't know what that means.
And I think if they turn out to be similar players, like maybe just a little bit better than what they are right now, I think it's a bigger disappointment for Keegan because Keegan wasn't drafted to be a 3-and-D, you know, power forward, small forward. He was drafted to be one of our, you know, pillars, a good all-around player, a guy who was going to be, if not an all-star, you know, a borderline, somebody that you can build around.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that's why I said, I think I expect a little bit more out of Keegan, even if Kuminga might have a higher ceiling. I think
Right.
I expect more from Keegan.
Scooter, I
or
hear you. Say that again.
I said fair or unfair. I expect
Yeah.
more from Keegan.
And this, I know everyone likes to run to this every time that there's like some criticism of Keegan. You also got to demand the ball, sir.
Yeah.
Like you can't just sit in the corners and think that the ball is just going to come to you. Like it's up to you, because there's plenty of times that they've gone to him and he just dishes it back out. Like,
Yeah.
like do something with the ball. Then do something with the ball.
Yeah,
Like, a
the
lot of times
latter
he's
half of
passive.
the season, there was a lot of hesitation. I
Yeah,
was like, just shoot the damn ball. Even like when he'd get hot in the first quarter, I'm like,
yeah. That was the mind blowing one, right?
yeah,
Like it would be him like having the greatest first quarter, like looked like it was going to be a 30+ point game, and
Yep.
he ends up not scoring again until the fourth quarter. And yes,
Mhm.
Scooter, some of that sometimes was them going away from him trying to feed Sabonis, but at the same time, like again, like it can't always be everybody needs to feed you. Then clap your hands. I'd rather see you pouting in the corner, clapping your hands, like what we criticize some of these other players sometimes for.
Right.
Like, be aggressive, demand the ball. You've
Right.
been here long enough. Like you have every right to demand the ball as much as anybody. And Doug Christie is one of those guys that likes that kind of stuff. He likes that. Like he's not, as long as you're not cussing nobody out, obviously. But if you're just clapping, I'm here, give me the ball. Like you got to do that too. It's up to you to ask for the ball at this point. You're not a rookie anymore. Like, let's go, man. So
And to Katrina's point, he passed the ball a lot too. I mean, because I was I was looking at some of the highlights of just last season, and I think it's kind of a misnomer that Keegan never got the ball again, or that DeMar or Levine didn't pass the ball. They did, and he passed it back, or he didn't do anything with it. Or when he passed, he just went to the corner and didn't cut. Or I mean, there was plenty of times for plenty of chances for Keegan to score. And or to affect the game some way, and he didn't do it. It wasn't all on DeMar or Sabonis or anyone else. He has to take that on himself too.
And I'll just say this so that everybody doesn't think it's just a Keegan picking party. Like, big reason why they failed last year was a lot of the team did that. A lot of the team went to DeMar whenever they felt like, and that includes Sabonis. He's another one. Like he'd get hot and then he'd stop. He'd get the ball on the post and they felt like they kept the one bad part of that one stretch where DeMar was safe. Remember that stretch of like 7, 8, 9 games where DeMar was like the man?
Mhm.
So it felt like after that, the whole team expected him to do that all the time. Like, oh, we're in this slump. Just take us out of the slump. And yeah, he did his best, but it's like, but you also have to be part of that comeback. It can't just be DeMar at 34, whatever age he is. Like, and he did a fantastic job. But then as fans, don't criticize him because you think he's a black hole. Part of the reason he's a black hole is because every time he would give the ball, he'd find it back in his hands again. So of course, at that point, you're like, all right, man, like y'all don't want to put in work, I'm gonna put in work. That's what a dog does. Like if you're not gonna do, and I saw him plenty of times try to get everybody involved, and they would just keep giving it back to him with like 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Like, well, at this point, he's got to do what he's got to do. He's getting into his offensive mode. So, there's plenty of blame to go around for everything that's happened.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
But again, like you said, Keegan's got to get aggressive. Sabonis has to get aggressive. Levine did that too a lot. He'd be hot, and then all of a sudden, we were like dumbfounded at times. He wouldn't take these shots, and he was like 4 for 5 from 3-point land, and then he just kept giving. And we understand those family stuff going on and that, but still, again, these guys all got to be good. I think if all these guys can be just a little bit more aggressive, you can see a win total change possibly in the positive direction.
Do you think right now, do you think the Kings have a leader?
I think DeMar is the closest to that.
DeMar is the closest because everything that we've said about every other player. Look at Sabonis. Every time we ask him this is where I agree with Kenny and Damian. Every time we ask more of Sabonis, it amounts to nothing. How many times did DeMar give Sabonis the ball? And again, to your point, Manny, gives it right back, passes it to somebody else. Dude's right under the basket. It's like, man, you're 6'10", and sometimes he'd be like, jumping, look like he was going for layup and pass it out. It's like, bro, you're 6'10". Either dunk the ball or go up for a layup. What are you passing the ball for right there? It used to be so frustrating. So, I guess I have a question for you, Manny. When you were watching the Bulls, when DeMar and Levine, and even when Lonzo or without Lonzo, what kind of offense did they run? Do you think with this coaching staff having, I don't know what kind of effect they have because the roster is the roster, but do you think there is an offense where DeMar and this roster works? All things, going great. Like, what kind of offense works for these guys?
I think, and that's the part why I do like Dennis is, I think you're getting that Lonzo Ball-ish type. I'm not comparing the two, but point guard first, intelligent, reads the right plays at times. He can shoot too when he has to. I think that's going to make a world of difference, hopefully, because I think but you also got to have those players like Vooch had no hesitation. Like, he would shoot when he had to shoot, whether it was a three in the post. Not that he was the greatest post player, but he would take it to post at times. He could stretch out to the three. I feel like in that early stages before Lonzo got hurt, and the reason why they were considered a contender was because they all kind of knew their roles and they flourished in them. All of them were willing to let the other person, whenever they were hot, ride and encourage it. So they all did their thing, and it was hard to stop that Bulls team at that time. But it does start with that point guard. You got to have that guy that's going to bark at you. Lonzo would bark at them, and tell them, shoot the ball, do this, do that, be in this place, be here. And he would find those little open crevices too, in the passing lanes. And that's what you're hoping that Dennis does, right? You're hoping he finds he hits those sweet spots where you don't have any choice but to shoot it because you're right there, or you're right in stride, or something like that. So that's what you're hoping from him, right? So we'll see if that's what the result is. I have low expectations at this point just because of what they've shown us, but I do wonder in the back of my mind how much of a difference Dennis can make, depending on what his minutes is, as that starting point guard. So what do you guys think?
What do you think, Katrina?
What's the question?
What kind of offense do you think works for DeMar? And do you think with full offseason and everything like it can work now that they brought on Dennis? And do you think the team could be a little bit better?
Yeah, I definitely think they'll be better with Dennis and just like a solid core, who's in what position, the whole thing, the whole mix up with De'Aaron and having Malik as point guard. I think it was just too much trying this, trying that. So hopefully they can get that figured out. Yeah, because I think Dennis has a high IQ, and I think he'll bring out the best in everyone.
And I think that's why Westbrook is important too. I think having another backup pure point guard. I know he does other things, but if you look at the last couple of years,
have you seen him on the bench? Yeah. He's vibes.
But if you also watch how his game yes, he does some of those things that he's always done, but he has definitely in the latter part of his career made it a point to be a pass per point guard at most times. He's running those second units. He's trying to find those passing lanes. He's up and running. He still has how somebody still has the speed that he has with those surgeries. I'll never figure. I think he's a wonder of science in that. But again, he goes on, he hits those fast breaks. He has them running. He finds those open lanes. Yeah, he takes some of those shots sometimes. For most part, if you look at a lot of his highlights over the last couple of years, again, for the Clippers, for Denver, a lot of it is him finding guys at the right, trying to feed those guys at where their sweet spots are, where they love to get the ball. And he's done a pretty good job of it overall. So I think that's an important thing for them too. I think if they go into the season as Devin Carter as their backup or a mismatch of Malik and this and that, you're asking a lot, man. You're going to have situations where the first unit looks good and the second unit becomes undone because of that. And it's, again, you can't expect Dennis isn't a spring chicken either. He's been around for a while now. So you're not going to get 40 minutes out of him a game. And what happens in those games where he's in foul trouble or, it's just off night? You got to have another pure point guard on that team too. So we'll see what comes of that.
Dennis will talk too, though.
Yes,
and,
he will.
He will bark at you, and he will tell even a veteran what's up. Like, I remember somebody posted some highlights of him, just arguing with people and getting people's faces and telling his teammates what's up on the on the sideline. So he is one of those guys too, But to your point about Russ, I kind of at first I was a no, but now I'm thinking if they can clear some of those guards out though, because it's just redundant at this point.
Yes.
Have Monk, you have, like him or not, whether he's good or bad, you have a cheap, young player in Carter. And you have the young guys. That's. If they clear some space, then I think I'm for bringing in Russ. But
yeah, well, they have to. Yeah,
sure. They'd have to
for sure. Yeah, and I feel I'm not going to get into it's just a purely a point not to talk about Devin. It is what it is with Devin. I feel bad for him on one end. I know the whole trust and all that, but I do feel bad that he kind of walked into a no-win situation no matter what.
Yeah.
As soon as they drafted him, because he was already hurt, he was already behind the 8 ball, and then the way this team crumbled, he was never going to be given a real chance to show what he actually is. It almost reminded me of Trey Lance, to be honest, like in that mode of like, you're never really going to get on the field and be able to showcase anything because things happen that just change the whole course of the team, right? And it is what it is, and it's unfortunate. And a lot of times it's really, really unfortunate because there's players like this that just shapes their career, and it's a big what if. What if they got drafted over here and got, really like.
What if he cut his hair?
What if he cut his hair? What if he never met Trista?
Did you hear that? He came at her crazy again at Summer League.
No, I missed that.
Did he really? I didn't know.
He was wearing black Air Forces again. And she made another comment, and he looked at her crazy. I was like, "Oh hell no!" Like,
he doubled down, huh?
I'm done.
That's funny.
But and that's, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I think that was Monty thinking he was smarter than everybody.
You should never beat a horse, regardless, bro.
No, you shouldn't. I think Monty thought he was smarter than everybody with that pick, or he thought that could be a Fox, conspiracy theorist, and he thinks maybe he thought, hey, we're getting rid of Fox. We think this is going to happen. We're going to draft another guard. But it's like, look at all these small forwards that had great years that they could have drafted. Good. I don't know. Just
the biggest what if for me on that pick was just simply in the mind frame of this. Like if I'm him thinking this team is so good, we really don't need a player that plays right now. Well, he's hurt. That's fine. He'll get surgery. He'll be ready a couple of years from now. We don't need anybody right now. We're fully stacked and ready for this championship.
We're the beam team.
Yeah, we're the beam team. Like,
Man.
Really, dude? That's like your mind frame? Like, okay. Like, that's how I saw it. That's just how I saw it. And I was like, that's unbelievable. That's a detriment to that team if that's what you really thought. I loved it. He's never going to tell the truth. So even if he was asked the question, I fully don't expect him to ever say that, even if that's what he really thought. Like he'll just make up some crap. But I can't see it any other way. There's no other explanation that makes sense to me in that moment. Like I'm not saying the greatest player on earth was available. Michael Jordan wasn't waiting in the wings. But if you're talking about position again, we've talked about small forward, athletic, anything, man. Anything but what you pick. How about a healthy player? I don't care who it was, as long as he was healthy. But
man, I saw Devin Carter on my birthday at dinner. I really wish I would have said something to him just to see how he'd be. Like,
I don't believe this either, though. Like, I don't like his job was on the line, but there's no way because he knew if he got it right and things ended up well that year, he was going to get an extension. So, like, his job wasn't. He was on the hot seat, but he wasn't good. There's no way Vivek. We all know Vivek's like he was. If they did well, Vivek was going to give him a freaking 3-year extension easily. So it doesn't make any sense that he would just tank. Like it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. No GM is trying to lose their job. Like they want to keep getting paid. So It's not like he was going to get that same position anywhere else, right? Like no one was going to hire him after this as the main GM. So come on now. But we'll see, man. We're going to move on. I just did that because Michigan begged me to talk about Kuminga. I saw comments begging me to talk about Kuminga, so I did. And I thought it would be a good just to see those numbers and kind of like get just a step back of perspective of two players that we want to see, reach their full potential.
One more time.
But this also,
Kuminga watch.
One more time. Thank you, Kyle.
Kuminga watch.
Kuminga watch.
I love it. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to Kyle Madsen. This next part I want because again, it must be the night of Michigan. Maybe he's not with us at some time soon, so we're just getting all his conversations.
Yeah.
We were talking about quarterbacks. We were in one of our chats, and we were talking about how to develop a quarterback in this day and age, or even in general, like what the discussion. Because for me, it was I don't see any reason to start a quarterback from scratch. Like to me, every quarterback should have to sit for a year behind a veteran and kind of learn the game like that, no matter how much potential they have or where your team is at. And unless somebody gets hurt, a la, Brock Purdy when he came in, like that's the only reason that you put him in. Like where his argument was, if you're good enough, just throw him in there and see what you can get. And I'm old school on that. Like, I don't think that's the way. I think more quarterbacks have been killed because of that. Like, and I give you Justin Fields, even Baker Mayfield. Like, it took him a while. Like, he had to get to the right team with the right management, with the right line and all that for him to be able to develop into who. And yeah, he went through a bunch of, bad teams that probably helped develop him just in that. But like, he could have easily been lost in the shuffle and never heard of again. Right? Like if it wasn't Tampa Bay, let's say he went, like all it took was for him to sign anywhere else. And he probably was never going to see a starting lineup again unless, somebody got hurt. So I'm just kind of curious, like we all have, David, you're a Raiders fan. You're a perfect example, Katrina, of how somebody as great as Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith. To me, one of the most you can agree or disagree, but and I want to hear your opinion, Katrina, after I say it. To me, one of the most things that is never really talked about is the fact that Mahomes sat behind a quarterback that got the most out of somebody that didn't have the greatest physical talents. So I thought he had a chance to really play behind someone that was cerebral, didn't make a lot of mistakes, and kind of read the field. And even though Mahomes had all these gifts, right, the arm talent, the ridiculous and one throws, all that, I think the other part that he learned from Alex was the most important part, to fuse all that together to get the type of player that he became.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a little distracted. No, yeah. I mean, we got Patrick Mahomes. He's, I think. Sorry, words are hard. I'm really curious to see what you're thinking, David, about Geno Smith, and they got the rookie.
Well, I mean, I think a veteran quarterback obviously is going to do better than anybody they drafted. But going to, back to what Manny said about quarterback sitting, you just don't see it more. I think the urgency is a little bit more once you see guys like Peyton Manning come into the league, and people forget how sorry Peyton Manning was his rookie season. But, he went on to do great. But they forget about, some of the veterans who got that chance later on in their careers. Perfect example is the Raiders. I really didn't, even though the guy was an MVP, I really didn't like him all that much. But look at Rich Gannon. Guy comes to the Raiders when he's 31, 32 years old. Veteran quarterback, sat behind guys, got chances to start, when he's in Kansas City and Minnesota and places like that, comes to the Raiders with a veteran team, and they go on to, have a little bit of success in that late 90s, early 2000s. You just don't see that anymore. You don't see the Aaron Rodgers who sits behind, a quarterback and then
for 3 years.
Yeah, for 3 years and then gets that chance. I think you're right, Manny. I think that is ideally how it should happen, and that's how I would like to see it happen. But I think now, just with parity the way it is, I think teams are just have that sense of urgency that we can turn it around. That 3-year period, we're going to turn it around in that amount of time, and we're going to be where the Chiefs are. We're going to be where this team is, because a lot of it has to do where you're getting drafted too. All kinds of Raiders fans wanted draft Shador, draft these people. Man, the Raiders have been ass, for so long. Now they got a decent coach now, but let's say it was last year's staff. Any quarterback getting drafted to a team like that, or a team like insert sorry team here, and quarterbacks had no chance. I really wonder how good Darnold is. We're going to see in Seattle if he's a good quarterback or not. But on the Jets, come on, we can't be blaming these guys for what happened on the Jets.
Yeah.
I don't think Zach Wilson's that good, but I wonder if he would have went and sat behind somebody for 3 years and then got that chance to start, if he could have turned in something, because his arm talent and his talent looks to be there. But I don't know. I think I agree, Manny, but I just don't think teams are ever going to do that again.
No, it's definitely not what's done nowadays, right? We know that. That's definitely – there's no 100% guarantee on either one, right? There's no guarantee that you just didn't draft a lemon. There's no guarantee that somebody sits for 3 years, that they're going to be this great quarterback. I just think the odds are obviously better. I get it. Organization, especially now with the contracts of what quarterbacks get, they're putting them in there because in 3 years you have to know. You absolutely have to know what you got, because they're going to be the highest paid player on your team after that year, right? So it's a lot different in that aspect too. And I do think it's the same, because I think a lot of quarterbacks end up, you get the ARs of the world now, Justin Fields, and I think when you go, and I'll say that I'm a Bears fan, it's a bad organization, and they have proven over the years that they don't know how to groom a quarterback. So you're going to learn bad habits. You're going to be running for your life. And once you start doing that for a year, 2 years, now on that third year, and all your instinct is to run, no matter how open someone is down the field. As soon as you see that rusher come in, your instinct is just to run for your life, no matter where that receiver is, unfortunately. And I hear you, Rams, he's not a good quarterback. I think that's also organizationally, the way that they've groomed him. I'm not saying he would or wouldn't be if he had someone to learn from, but who has he had as a veteran to learn from the quarterback position, to see that person day in and day out go out there and play? That's the problem again. It's I don't know. I get, but you're right. You're 100% right. That's just not what it is nowadays. It's instant gratitude. You better learn on the fly, and if you're not good in 2 years, you see them draft another quarterback in literally it could be. I think we've seen some recent ones where within 2 years they're already drafting. God, for God's sake, Cleveland has 5 quarterbacks on their team right now. That tells you everything you need to know about the organization. I'll still never understand all these teams that need quarterbacks. How the hell does Shador not get? I don't care whether he's a bust or isn't. Just the fact nobody took a chance, that's crazy to me.
Zebra, that's hilarious. She's a Blanda kind of. I think George Blanda played till he was about 83 years old.
Yeah, again, like you said, that's old school. But yeah, especially with them. Again, I think it does really come down to money though. If by the 4th year you have to know, or you're giving this dude a $50 million a year contract and he's taking up half your cap, you have to know. So it's unfortunate for the young kids. There's going to be a lot of kids, over the years that are going to end up by the wayside, and who knows what Cam Ward is? Who knows what? We're on year 3 of Caleb Williams, and this is a do or die year for him. If he doesn't show, I guarantee you, if he doesn't show this year that he's the guy, they will start looking for another quarterback. Ben Johnson's not going to wait. They're going to look to go either bring in someone to start or draft again. So, I don't know. And even with Cleveland, man, I don't even think Flacco is the greatest. Michigan just said it, he's not the greatest mentor either. He's had one good Super Bowl, and then every year after that, he's been ass for the most part. He's been living off that reputation for I don't know how long now. Just the
but I guess one team one team that does it right, and you gotta give them credit, man. Even though they're in your division, is Green Bay. Look what they've done with their quarterbacks. They make them guys sit, and Jordan Love looks like he's going to be a player. I don't know how good he's going to be, but he's a solid quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. You're too, Caleb Williams. I apologize. That's how bad the Bears have been. I've been living slowly dying watching them. Bro, think about it. In my lifetime as a Bears fan, 40 plus years, more, 50 plus, I've yet to see a franchise quarterback, like a true franchise quarterback. Jim McMahon had, a couple of years there but he was more of a result of a great team. Who else?
Neither have I.
Huh?
I said neither have I as a
Yeah, I've never seen a franchise like perennial Pro Bowl quarterback on the team. Yet I'm watching Green Bay go back to back to back Pro Bowlers for the last 30 years. But again, they've done it the old fashioned way. No matter how else the league has been doing it, they've had that quarterback sit behind the starter for at least 2 years before they give that person a chance. It's a testament to them, man. I as much as I hate that place, as much as I hate that team, they've done it the right way as far as I'm concerned, and that's why they've been in the playoffs every single year. They're a contender every year. You can't remember the last time they weren't at least there, So, yeah, you're right, Rue. You better ball out. I'll guarantee you, even in the second year, if there's not a big step forward, no matter how the team does, if he can't show he can make those throws and he's still inconsistent, they're going to start thinking about bringing in somebody else after year 2, because that's just the nature of the game now. If in 2 years you can't show that you have an inkling of being the man, then it's time to move on. That's crazy. That's insane. But, hey, it's what happens when you're the quarterback. So, oh, no.
All the blame.
Who's the rookie you guys have, David? Where did you guys draft? Because you didn't even draft one till the late rounds, right?
Yeah, it was help me out, John Poles, heck is the guy's name?
Rams knows. Come on. You got all these names. Genty.
Not O'Connell.
No, not Genty, motherfucker. I'm talking about quarterback. No, although, hey, give Genty could throw the ball, give him a chance. What the hell?
I forgot that there's two fifth rounders they got. It was or fifth or sixth round guys that they got.
No, they've had him. I'm talking about who did they draft this past year?
There are a couple of young guys. One guy that might be,
Okay, yeah.
It was fifth or sixth round that they drafted him back to back, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's. Yeah, and then you got Katrina. She's got her all pro. Although he seems to have regressed a little bit at times, but I think that's more.
Don't remind me of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I also think he's, when you're a team like that where you've had, you've been there for a minute, you start losing players, they get more money elsewhere, you lose your line, you're running a little bit more for your life. All those things play in. You can't, look at the Niners, they were perennial Super Bowl contending teams for a while, and then, either players get older or you lose them to other teams because they played so high level on your team, you can't afford them anymore. So it happens. And
you just never know what's going to happen. I mean, remember after those first couple of years when Kaepernick was at his height, you thought that he was the guy. The Niners were going to win multiple championships. It looked like. So, some people were saying that he was some veteran analysts were out there saying he was next. And you found out. I mean, forget about all the controversy stuff. That dude could only read one side of the field.
Yeah.
and he wasn't that good. He was okay. He was an athlete. And he made some dynamic plays, but he really wasn't that good. So,
that's the
you
thing,
just never know what's going to happen.
Sometimes it clicks for somebody, and sometimes it doesn't, man. It's no different in any sport. You get to the pros, everything is fast, and either it slows down for you at some point or it continues to be played at that speed, and you just get lost in the shuffle because you can't react quick enough because it just never slows down for you. The great ones, it slows down, man, and it's like slow motion for them, and they pick apart everything. And that's whether you're hitting a baseball, throwing a football, shooting or playing defense and shooting the ball in basketball. It's all the same. It's having the game slow down for you. So, Yeah, I mean, well, like, again, you could be Cleveland and just have 5 quarterbacks on your team, and one of them's bound to be decent. So
They got all them young guys too, man. I mean, to your point,
crazy.
yeah, okay, fine, they got Flacco, but what are those guys going to learn? Does Flacco still think he's the man? Is he? I don't know. That's just a weird quarterback room right there.
Yeah.
And again, it does make me wonder. I mean, are they setting that guy up to fail?
You know who they should pick up just to make the quarterback room the best ever? With the beard.
Fitzmagic?
Yes. Pick up Fitzpatrick, man. That'll make the greatest quarterback room ever. Between him and Flacco slinging the ball, talking, him coming in with gold chains on. This would be great, man. It'd be great. But again, I don't feel bad for that. I feel bad for Shador and for Gabriel, because one of them is bound to not get the opportunity that both of them should get somewhere. Like, both of them should not be on the same team. And one of them's going to fall by the wayside and may never get the opportunity to grow anywhere because of the way this league moves. And you may just get lost in the shuffle, and that's unfortunate.
That was about the dumbest draft. I mean, it was a weird draft, but okay, they had to have known they wanted one of those guys, Gabriel or Shador, and maybe the collusion thing. I mean that's kind of why a lot of people buy into the collusion. Okay, Browns, you're not getting them until this round, because why would you draft them guys back to back?
Yeah,
and both young quarterbacks who, think they're going to be challenging for either some playing time or one of them backup spots. That just made no sense at all.
Yeah, I'm assuming, because of the way they were drafted, I don't know, I feel like they have more expectations out of Gabriel than they do Shador, and I think they just took a flash Shador because nobody else would, so they said, what the hell? I also think that organization is in disarray, and they don't even know what the hell they want. So they're just hoping that they throw something at the wall and it sticks, it seems like. And then they'll be like, look how good we are. Look who we drafted. Like, no matter which one it is, it's like, look what we did.
They're still paying Watson, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, you're never going to have to worry about seeing that. I didn't even think about him. He's definitely done. And isn't that the craziest story? Like, he was so good. Like, he was so good those early years. And then obviously, the lawsuits and all that happened. He switched teams, and then it just seemed like he forgot how to play the game, because he was gone for a year?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was almost a year. And then it's like that year just erased everything he ever learned about football. And he just became this, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I really would love to see a 30 for 30 on that, because.
And he's either going to get some kind of injury settlement, or he's just not going to retire and he's going to be on the books, because he got guaranteed money.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the deal with his contract.
Yeah.
It was all guaranteed money.
Yeah. Never seen that. You'll never see that again either, ever. Like, you'll never see a team do that again, and only in Cleveland. But yeah, it was just a weird, I kept waiting, all right, man, you've been gone for a year. It's going to take maybe another year, right? Getting those motor skills, and it just never clicked again. And I don't know if that's more because of Cleveland, but at some point it has to be you too, right? It has to be. But also, because they had a squad too, and he could just never click with anybody. It's the weirdest thing, man. I still, to this day, will never. That's one of the, for me personally, was one of the most baffling things I've ever seen in the football league. Just a quarterback go from being a top 5 quarterback to being a bottom 5 quarterback. Just horrendous.
Yeah, this is a crazy story.
Yeah, that is a very crazy story. But yeah, I just want to see what you guys thought about that. That was an interesting conversation that we had. All the guys had. It was me, Michigan Poles, and a couple guys talking about best way to bring up a quarterback. So, but like you said, this just it is what it is nowadays. It's just the way that it goes, and hey, so. What do you guys think about the WNBA? Huh? How about this? How about those games?
Did you see man? I wonder if they're really going to try to throw the book at that kid.
I hope so.
It's like, man, come on.
Is it the same kid every time, or is it like a
No.
copycat?
Because the
He had to
first
have been
one,
a copycat or something.
yeah, the first one got caught, and they banned him for life from the stadium, and they were pressing charges. The second one, I didn't read up on. I thought they weren't able to catch the second one yet, and then there was a third one for sure. And I heard there might have even been another one, but for sure there was a third one, and they just released, I think today, a picture of a kid.
Yeah, he was an 18-year-old kid. I was like, man, let the kid live.
No, absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not.
You know, I mean, it's not like he was chucking, trying to hurt players or something like that, man. Well, at some point you got to laugh.
Not exactly the same, but what happened to the person that threw the chicken strip at Zion?
Right.
Yeah, but you are talking about, like, you have to think it's kids in the audience, man.
Yeah.
Like, one. And two, I think there's multi things, right? I think if we were talking about a league that was a little bit more polished and, like, not in its infancies of being what it is right now, like, I think you could kind of laugh a little bit more. But I think now, like, I just think they're at a crucial point where, like, as much as they're talked about as almost like they're a joke at times, right? Like from the naysayers, which none of us agree with, but we hear it all the time. It's somebody treating the league like it's a joke, like it's just this constant joke. And then again, like even with the sexual, like it's just come on, man. Like
no,
if you don't nip it in the bud.
I was half joking, but I was like, man, because I get it too. You don't want to. Number one, you're thinking about safety too. I mean, what if somebody was throwing something crazy, and you got to set that example, and then again, you don't want them, again, perception wide, you don't want to turn it into a joke, but it's like too, for the kid that got caught, he probably just thought he was doing the funniest thing in the world, and turned out to not be so fun. I mean, it's kind of funny, but I mean, it's not.
I said this.
It was, just ban them for life or something.
Well, that's my thing. I think it's two things. Like one, obviously, I'm not saying he should do jail time, right? But hefty fine and should be banned from. I think this would be part of the thing. It's like ban them from every arena possible for a particular period of time, whether it's 2 years, whatever it is. I'm not saying lifetime, but like where give him time to think about the stupidness that he did, and and then end it at that. It doesn't have to be on his record for life and change the course of history, but also make it something where. Like if you just say, "Oh, you're banned from Atlanta," like that's not enough because guys travel and go to games. Like make it where he can't go to any events anywhere for a particular amount of time. I think the next person then is like a little bit more hesitant. And like you said, because this isn't something that could hurt somebody necessarily, but there's always somebody that wants to one up that person before.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's all it's going to take is something that hurts somebody or whatever. So like nip it in the bud now. Sorry, but there has to be an example of somebody. I'm not prosecute to the fullest extent of a law necessarily, but just make it where you make the next person think.
Well, because they were saying that like he was being charged with assault and something like I was like, okay, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, but man, it is a side note to that. When they like people get banned for life at certain arenas and games, how in the hell do they track that?
I've always said that.
Why doesn't bro just cut his hair and have somebody buy a ticket for him? How
what if I wear a wig?
Keep somebody out of an arena.
What if I take out my personal wig and put that on and like?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, how can you banning somebody for life? That's I know every arena don't have no damn facial recognition FBI shit in the background.
Like look at Michigan. If you put a wig on him, how are you gonna even know that's Michigan? Never seen him wear hair ever. Put him in a wig, little sundress. You'll never recognize them. You know what I'm saying? So you never know, man. So look at Steven looks like Bronson Reed. Like how it's Bronson Reed and not Steven? Like which one is it? Is it the tribal thief or is it Steven, Yelp Casinetta? Like I don't know. Which one is it, man? And of course,
John Bull just coming in with a clown afro on or something.
Katrina, did you watch
SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about, girl. I'm talking about goddamn 2 days of wrestling. Jesus Christ. It's a little bit too much. All right. We'll have a little bit more fun coming up. So,
No wrestling talk.
I
No
mean,
wrestling talk. Yeah.
we can if you want to. I thought, Dave, did you watch any of the weekend at all? Just real
I
quick.
watched some.
Okay.
I mean, I watched like the main stuff. You know, I mean, I didn't watch the. I heard it was okay though. I didn't watch the big tag team ladder match. I watched some of it, just kind
That
of
was brutal.
had it on the background. I was like, whatever.
I fast forward through some of the stuff. I watched a little bit of some of the stuff. You know, I knew about the storyline, so I got into the cash in, and then the Cena Punk thing to me was the most bizarre thing ever. the whole Friday night, he all of a sudden became a hero again in one shot. Cody did everything in that match to be a heel, like he used the turnbuckle and hit him with it. He used the belt, like everything a heel is supposed to do. Cody did during the match, even though it was a anything goes match. I get that, but he did everything a heel would do during the match, and he still didn't become the heel. So don't get that. Don't understand the title change.
I don't know if that's anything new though. I mean, everyone still loves Roman.
That's true.
Look at all the crap Roman did for the last 2
Yeah.
years.
But he's never been a heel. Like that's the thing. Like he walks that tightrope of The Rock, where it was like anti-hero Steve. Like it was never like the baby face, right? Like Roman's never been a baby face.
No, yeah, I'd agree.
So I think, and that's how I looked at The Rock, Roman. So, but Cody is clearly a baby face. And like he did everything non-baby face in that match. Every other match, he's always been like he never picks up anything, even when he's given. All of a sudden, he's picking up turnbuckles.
I just don't think he was. I don't think he was a good actor in that. Because remember when he picked up that turnbuckle, he was trying to give the Shawn Michaels. No, maybe I shouldn't do it. You know, he was trying to. But he was trying to make it look like he was hesitating, like he didn't want to do it, but he was going to do it. I just thought his acting was bad.
That's true. So was Cena as a bad guy. So I understand why they did it. They just did such a horrible job of, like, it's just one of those, like, yeah, you guys are dumb that watch the show. So here you go. We're just going to do it all in one shot. No big deal. So whatever. I know, Katrina, you got a million things you're thinking about saying.
You know what I did watch though, which I didn't finish the last season of?
Okay.
The Challenge.
Oh, it's my favorite show.
The Challenge, and they're on Wednesday nights at 8.
Yes. I watch it right after this.
Yes. But I finished up, I binge watched the end of last season because I don't know what happened, but I just fell off. And so I watched that and then rewatched last week's episode. That's pretty dope.
I still haven't caught last week's or this week, so I have to catch up. But I've never missed a season, so every season I watched.
I haven't
Vex
watched
versus the New Threats.
Yeah.
I haven't watched like that stuff in a long time. I mean, I've watched other reality shows, but the Challenge is that's like a spin-off of like when it used to be Real World Road Rules Challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay, so like I mean, and then now it's just the Challenge. But see, I mean, I haven't really watched it.
It used to have only Real World alumni when it first started, and then they
now
added,
is it everybody now or what?
Now they even do like the dating shows.
Yeah, there's people
like
from
they've
Love
added
Island and Survivor. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's
check it out. I used to watch it when it was the Real World versus Road Rules Challenge. That's a long time ago too.
So check out season 40. Yes, season 40 was last season, and that was the eras. And so it had like the different eras, and you'd like era.
It had some of the old people on it.
Yeah, it's all the OG.
Rachel, they have Mark, Mark 40. Mark still looks like man, he's still built like a tank. CT's still on there. Johnny Banana.
Yeah, CT's on the new one too.
Yeah, he's a little bit chubbier. He's a dad now, so
yeah.
He still lives off his reputation at this point. Like it's more about, but he's a little bit like he's not as in shape as he used to be. But yeah, so last year, that's a good one to watch if you haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah,
because it's all they put them into their era. Like literally, the teams were put into their eras. So so like every 10 years eras basically. So yeah, check it out. That's my guilty pleasure show. Like it's one of the stupidest things ever, and I love it. I love the drama. and even the events, some of them are kick ass. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
like those finals are no joke.
No.
Those finals are no joke. Like you have to be both smart, good at puzzles, be in
And
shape,
know how to
and eat
swim.
some, know how to swim.
Yeah,
and
season 40, I felt bad. What's his name? Kyland.
yeah,
He was not the best swimmer, and it's like they had to swim from a boat to an island, back to the boat, from the boat to
always be-
something else. Like,
it'd always be the black dudes too cannot swim. I'm like, come on, bro, don't be the stereotype. Learn how to swim, man. You've been on this show for 10 years and you still haven't learned how to swim. Come on, man.
he's like a human calculator, but he couldn't swim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you have to know. You have to know. There's going to be one event you have to eat something disgusting. Like you know it's coming. You're gonna eat sheep balls. You're gonna
I forward through that.
You're gonna have to eat a larva milkshake. You're gonna have to eat something that's disgusting as all hell.
They didn't
It's
have to
coming.
do that in season 40.
Yes, they did.
Right? Did they?
Yes, they did. There was not in the final, I don't think this time, but it was
No.
one of the events though. But anyway, yeah. So
And yes, Johnny Bananas is still there.
yes. Yep. And I actually, my sister, I think I've said it before, but I think I even showed it. Didn't I
You
show
sent
it
it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a birthday. My sister sent me a cameo of Johnny Bananas saying happy birthday to me. It's hilarious. But anyway, so I know we didn't get to this last week, but I thought it was a good thing as we're talking about growing up and going to amusement parks. And I thought it was cool because one, we've all, like you guys have always been in California, right? I was more in the Midwest. So for us, amusement parks, you can only go in spring and summer and fall. But if there's a long winter, all that stuff is shut down. You're not going. And we didn't have Disney too. Like I know there's some people I've been here, you know, some people from the Chatty House, like they grew up going to Disneyland once a year or at least every once in a while. Like I wouldn't even know what that's like. In Chicago, we had Great America, which was about a 40-minute drive. It's in Gurnee, Illinois. It's about a 40-minute drive from Chicago. And then we had two other little like local. There was a Santa's Village, which was in Dundee, Illinois, which is another like hour from Chicago. And it was basically like a mini Great America, but all the rides were like North Pole themed. Right. So you'd have the spinning cups, but they were literally like these little like half ornaments. Like everything was like some kind of Christmas thing, but they were open during spring and you could
Year
take the
round?
kids. Yeah, not year round necessarily because it was roller coaster stuff, but it was meant more for the ages of like 5 to 14, let's say. Like it didn't have any like Great America roller coasters, but it had like the mini ones, you know, for the little kids.
Yeah.
And then we had Kittyland, which was 15 minutes from Chicago, and it was like it basically was like the what do you call those? The I wrote it down too. It was like a kind of was like carnival, but a permanent carnival. So it had all like the carnival-ish rides. So we had those, but like we didn't have like you guys have had Knotberry Farms, which I love that place just because it's Peanuts themed. So I think that's so dope. And then
Six Flags.
Six Flags, which to us was always Great America. Six Flags was Great America. I never understood the difference between the two.
For us, it was Marine World.
Yep, it was Marine World. Yeah, it was.
Was it? What's that? What was that?
So I didn't realize this. It actually started in Redwood City back in the 60s.
I didn't know that either.
Okay.
Yeah, I did kind of a deep dive, but so it was like the mid 80s. They had a bunch of issues, and to save Marine World, they moved it to Vallejo.
Okay.
So 80s, and it was like a zoo, SeaWorld, like nothing that would exist today. Like it would not exist today. So yeah, it was Marine World, Africa, USA. Shit. And yeah, I was lucky enough to go on a field trip, and I went with friends. That was the place to be. But 80s,
I'm shocked. So shocked.
Zoo, SeaWorld, animals, like you could pet the animals, you could have petting zoos, take pictures, and that's where it kind of took a downfall in different incidents where guests were attacked by like tigers.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and some of the staff were attacked, and so it kind of lost a little bit of.
Remember too, they used to have that. Man, there's this small ass pool, and they had a damn big ass orca in there, and it would splash the audience. And like, I mean, you would, might get a little bit wet at Legoland or something. Man, this thing just drenched like the whole front, like you just, if you sat up there, you were not having a good day.
Yep. And then I think it changed ownership again, and they started adding amusement rides.
Okay.
But they still kept some of that, like the animals, the zoo kind of feel. But like, I haven't been there in a good minute. I don't know how much of that they still have, but
they still have some, but it's not like it used to be. They still have like a zoo part, but now, I mean, it's the attraction, mostly the big rides. They have the big roller coasters. Yeah. That's what it is now.
Yeah, they brought in a bunch of different kind of roller coasters. There wasn't anything like that around here at the time. So, yeah. And then, of course, there's Great America.
Yep. I probably went to Great America more than anything because, I mean, I go to Disneyland a lot now. When I had my kids, they could say they grew up and going to Disneyland. They went all the time because my in-laws used to live in Orange County.
Okay.
But yeah, being in Northern California, we went to Great America. Is either Marine World or is Great America, or you'd go to Santa Cruz to the boardwalk, to go do that stuff.
That's another, yeah. And that's a great thing about Cali is like you could just go take a ride 2 hours down the coast or whatever, right? Like we did that which Santa Cruz, right?
Beach Boardwalk.
I couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
So we did that. Like I think Ellie was like 4 or 5. We did that, and that was great. It was my first time ever being there. It was pretty cool. I always think about Lost Boys.
Uh-huh.
The saxophone player on the beach, like that's my favorite. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Like I'd never seen anything like that. It's on the beach and the kids' rides, and it was great. Like it's like, especially seeing it through my daughter's eyes, she was so excited and getting on these little rides and having a blast, and so that was always great. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting because we've all grown up on different areas. Like you guys obviously had access to other things, but like I said, Disney. I didn't know if you guys grew up going to Disneyland or what that was like. So
not until I was older.
Yeah.
What are your guys' favorite rides? What are some of your guys' favorite rides growing up?
Man, I used to like going to Santa Cruz and going on the Giant Dipper, the old wooden roller coaster. That was something we did like every summer. We used to do that. That was one of my favorite things to do.
I'm all about the water rides. Like to this day, like the last time I went to Great America, like I took my son and his friend, and we just went repeatedly on like the log ride, and then that big wheel, the big tire that goes, and you just get like soaked, but all day.
This is the ride that I made. This is why I'm so big, because I've been living the buffet ride for a while now. I love roller coasters. I think I always have, like, even when like I think about carnivals, like for us that was a big thing. The carnivals would come during the summertime in Chicago and different parts of the city, and we'd love going on the Zipper or the Graviton.
Man, that ride is messed up.
Which is the most insane thing.
And you're just like,
you're just on the wall, and hopefully no one's throwing up, because you just see the throw up spinning around, and when it stops, who knows who it lands on.
I was at the fair, at the state fair. I was looking at some of those rides. I'm like the Zipper. I'm like, nope.
And I don't remember the name, but I remember that's how I lost all my money once. It was the first time I seen this ride. It was a carnival ride. It was just one circle, right? And basically you're on the inside of, and it's just, you're like going, and it stops at the top upside down for like 10 seconds, literally. And just everything fell out of my pockets. Like all my money. I was like 16 years old, 17 years old. Like that was it. It was gone.
Change just flying all over the place.
Because it literally that's all it did was just go and do like the whole little like pirate ship kind of thing. But instead of it stopping on the side, it would actually go all the way upside down, and stay like that.
Was it in Great America, the Revolution? Wasn't that the pirate ship that did that, and it'd stick you up there, and you'd hear everybody's change falling out of their pockets into that water?
I think
And I
we
always
went we
go
went
ahead.
on a field trip in 6th grade to Great America, and that was pretty dope because I was with all my friends, and it was like, okay, I'm not gonna eat nothing. Like, I'm gonna thug it out and go on these rides with my friends. Yeah, that was the last time that happened.
Come on, Kyron, you have to live life, bro. Like that's the whole point. You never know. You might go, you might go. But go while you're having fun. You
Yep.
gotta go while you're having fun, man.
But are you really having fun?
Look, the impact is gonna kill you. You're not gonna feel any pain. You're just gonna hit the ground cement. You're done. It's all good, man.
I even like going on drop zone.
I love that thing. The drop.
Yeah,
Have
just,
fun.
My idea was always that someone should create the drop where you're facing the ground, so that when it stops, you stop like inches from
Hell
the ground.
no.
Fucking
The worst
fantastic.
part-
You,
the worst part of that ride is when you go up, you're at Great America, and it's taking you all the way up, and then it does that flinch, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh man, oh shit, and then it just drops you.
I think that's one of my favorite videos to always watch is the one where it's always two people and they don't know when it's going to drop. And then one of them always faints. The ones where the people faint and they're just like,
Those are those
Hang in there.
slingshot rides.
yeah, the slingshot. There you go. I don't even know if I've ever been on it, but
I've never
it
been on
looks
one
great.
of those.
Yeah, it looks great.
And
though. I mean,
isn't Great America closing? Isn't this like the final year?
I think so.
it's for
That's
renovations.
amazing.
Yeah. Is it permanent?
I think
Sure.
so. Yeah.
I thought it was. Oh, is it? I thought it was renovations. Okay.
Chatty
I don't
House
know.
field trip
There you go.
Oh, she go to Great America
go.
one last time.
one last time.
I think they're doing Fright. What is it? Fright Fest one last
Oh.
time. I think. And then that's I love that too. Like I'm a big fan of when
They're
amusement parks do that. Yeah.
Are they
Universal.
Like, closed yet? Are they already
Huh?
closed?
No,
I
they're
kind
not
of want
closed.
to go.
They're not closed yet.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
not yet.
Not
Bring it
till
to
I think.
Sacramento.
Yeah, I think it's October or November that they closed. So like we bought Elliot pass this year because one of her friends kept inviting her, and I was like, well, if you're gonna go more than once, just get the pass. It's worth it, just even if you go twice.
Yeah.
Like, but if you're not, like, yeah, I wouldn't. But
I did like it better though when it was Paramount's though, because the Top Gun was actually Top Gun. Now it's some kind of flight deck. It don't have the music no more. Any of the it doesn't have any of the sounds from the movie. It's just a generic ass airplane sounding thing. It's the same ride, but no kind of theme to it or anything like that.
and I always
And
thought
is
that
it-
out here,
Waterworld? Isn't Waterworld reopening?
the ride.
Calexico? The
Yes,
water
yes.
park.
Yes, they got
Right?
funding for it.
I know
But I
that's
don't
in the
know when.
works.
Yeah, it's in the works. It
That's
was like,
more my kind of vibe. Like, give me the slides, give me the lazy river.
Did you ever go to the Manteca water slides when it was open?
I don't
They had
No.
some crazy ass water slides at that one.
I went to the one in Concord.
Hmm.
Concord, Sacramento. We had a
We did
little
that.
one up in Sonoma County in Windsor. We had
Where's
one.
my 209ers at? You guys remember Manteca water slides?
Is it gone?
Yeah, I don't think it's there anymore.
Okay. We did last Sunday. We always do once a year. We go to
Yeah, Raging Waters.
to Roseville. We go to
Sunsplash.
yeah, we just do Sunsplash for once a year because we'll get the cabana and like there's two families but even those like we went Sunday and it was like the lines. It's like waiting for rides at Great America. And I'm like, dude, I'm waiting here for like carrying the tube up the stairs. It's like,
They have like a night swim.
mhm.
And it's kind of cool, like in like September, October, like they'll still be open and you can go for like half price and there's not as many people.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. I mean, I've heard about the night swim, but I've never done it.
Mhm.
So, it's a cool little spot. It hasn't been this. Well, it will. Next week it's going to be hot as hell, but
Yeah.
we haven't had the hundreds. So, like even Sunday, like the lazy river water was hella cold. I was like, damn, man. But the wave pool is always warm, or so is the kid pool. But we know why the kid part is really warm. So
Have you guys seen those wolf lodge things?
Yeah.
It looks cool, man, but it just looks like it just smell like chlorine in there, and because like it's inside, right? It's inside the hotel and
Yeah.
everything.
Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
Great
been?
Wolf Lodge.
I haven't
My
been.
daughter has. We looked into it when it first opened. It was like, dude, $500 a room for one night. Like, are you out of your mind? And
No,
the
they
thing is,
have
they
some
get you
good
because
deals.
maybe they do now.
I'll look you up. They got some good deals.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
because the prices I saw were ridiculous.
They can
no.
be. They can
Like,
be.
I was like, I'm just taking them to Disneyland for that price. I'm like,
Right.
Jesus Christ. Like, but yeah, maybe that's when they first opened too. Like COVID probably changed that after that, and then trying to get people back out. But I don't remember when they first opened. Literally, they were like some bullshit looking rooms. It was like $500 a night, and that's just for like the basic. And then once you get there, well, do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want the pass for this? Like, no, bro. Like you're talking about $1,000 for one night, basically.
Is food included or anything? Or
no. But like, oh, you want access to the arcade room? Well, it's this much more. Oh, you want access to unlimited water slide? Like it became one of those. It's like, so basically, it's like $800 for one night. Like,
dang, forget that.
Nah. But again, like if it's different now, then that's cool.
Yeah.
So I have to check that out for sure.
Yeah, I think you just have to go at the right time and look for deals.
I do, fool. I swam competitively. Just because your bald-headed ass don't know how to swim with your old ass.
Yeah.
Old scrotum head looking ass. Always bringing out the worst in me, man. Always. You know who Michigan? If Michigan looked a little bit older, he'd look like the character that promoted Great America for a couple of seasons. Y'all remember that old man?
I knew right where you were going.
That's messed up.
He was dancing and had a little bald-headed ass dancing.
Oh no!
I'm gonna find that commercial and play it next week.
That's
And he was on those commercials for like a good couple of years too. Like it was very popular. I remember that. Six Flags, yeah. He was on the Six Flags commercials. That was dope. I know that was your commercial, fool. That was you. You got paid. You definitely got paid for that. It's probably how you paid off your house.
Damn.
That was good. But yeah, that was some of my favorite, man. I love amusement. I still do. I still love getting on rides. I hate waiting in lines. I was like, we went to Disneyland last year, and like we didn't get the passes at first, right? Like now we're good. We got into that first line, and I'm like on my phone, like, here, take my $800. Like whatever, man. Like I just can't do this. Yes, there's Michigan. Yes, just put on some fake glasses.
Yeah.
Man. Now I know the next Photoshop. Tonight I'm
gonna
be photoshopping all night. I'm gonna be photoshopping all night.
Michigan, you gotta come on here and fight back.
He's always welcome. He's just gonna end up wanting to fight everybody. That's all he does in the chat all day is trying to fight everybody.
There's a certain few though that get Michigan's wrath every time.
Oh, every time. Sean Mallard.
Jersey boy, replica man.
I'm not gonna say who the other person is. I don't need to feel D'Lo's wrath, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. But yeah, man. Like as soon as we got in line, and I was like, "Take my $800, man. Like I don't care. Just give me these damn." And it's crazy because you pay all this money and you only get the pass for one ride, each ride once. Like it's not even unlimited.
It's only one ride once.
Like, man, you guys are making money hand over fist, man. Hand over fist. Like it's crazy. No, it was Universal. My bad. That's where we went.
Universal.
Yes, my bad. No, it wasn't. Yeah. So it was like, yeah, I'm not waiting. And we got on everything. Me and Ellie got on. Sin can't do it all the time. She gets a little vertical, depending on if it's those rides that like they're not real roller coasters, the virtual ones that just shake everywhere. That's not her favorite. But if they're like roller coasters, she's all in. But me and Ellie got on every
Tilt-A-Whirl.
Oh, the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Oh, the Tilt-A-Whirl. I remember that.
Go to hell. That one goes straight to hell.
That's the one you turn yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait. Do you turn yourself in the Tilt-A-Whirl? Oh, yeah.
You can. Yeah. It's like a bigger version
on the
of the
ride
teacups.
with.
It's like the adult teacups, basically. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was those things that you went in a circle, but it spun too, right? Yeah.
And then you're like, hold up, let's go the other way.
Yep. Yeah, I love that. I thought it was fun too. Just don't do it drinking. That's how I would not drink Don't do that, drink.
I still don't do the teacups at Disneyland though. Them things just spin like that, and you turn that wheel. My kids like going on that. I can't do it no more. When they were little, I used to take them on that, but I can't do it no more.
I'm just glad Ellie likes roller coasters. Like, I'd be so
my
mad.
kids loved them.
Yeah, she's all in. She's been all in since she was little. Since she was little, she always she loves that. She likes that feeling of, what's the word? I won't even say it's excitement. It's more of like the anticipation, like this the anticipation. So it's awesome. Yeah. All right. That was a good one. Man, we always find. I told you, man, we always feel tired. It don't matter. We figure it out. We'll have Kuminga on the team by next week.
Right.
We'll
when all else fails, bring up Kuminga.
Yo, let me see.
Man.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh my word.
this is what I get.
You
All right.
made me drop my work.
It's called attention grabbing right here.
Hi.
Now she's gonna give herself a lawyer now because she fell on the floor.
No, give you.
All right. No dogs tonight. Sorry, Kyron.
I heard them. I heard them in the background.
Oh, I'm sure you could. They were just laying down actually for once. They didn't fight at all. So, all right. So we'll see you next week. Maybe let's see if we can get somebody on. Let's see if we can get somebody on next week. So, not her. All right. So that's what we do. And I'm here, just looking for how to get out of here.
Trying to get us out.
Always trying to get us out. All right. Well, we'll figure out something for next week. We'll see y'all later. Peace. That's just the song then, right? So we do.
Chatty House.
We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the likes now. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.